Okay, so they already in order.
All right, do we have everybody that we need? I see Miss Mary's on. I know Jill is on. We should be good to go. All right, Jill, can y'all hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. You all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July the 10th, 2022. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. My name is Judge Daniel Nagel. I'm going to go over some preliminary instructions with you about the proceeding that is about to take place. So I need you to pay attention. But before I give the preliminary instructions, I need you all to please raise your right hand. All right, and I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the evidence or testimony that you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do. All right. Now, as I said, this is a first appearance hearing, which means that this is not an evidentiary hearing. This is not an opportunity for you to present evidence or argue the facts of your case. So please do not tell me why the officer has something wrong, why they have the situation confused, why you were innocent, why you weren't there, or why you did not do it. An evidentiary hearing will be held later on, either at a preliminary hearing or at a motions hearing or at your actual trial. This is an informative hearing. What we're going to do today is I'm going to call you up and I'm going to ask you to state your name. Please make sure that you state your name clearly so I can make sure that I'm speaking to the right person. Some of you may be wearing masks and that may hinder the audio a little bit. So just make sure that you speak up so I can hear you. Also, I'm going to go over the charges against you. Once I go over the charges with you, I will go over your bond amounts if you are going to be getting a bond. Once I tell you your bond amount on each specific charge, I will tell you your total bond amount. So if you have multiple charges, I will go over each charge with you individually, and then I will let you know what your total bond amount is going to be. Some of you may have special conditions of your bond, so it's very important that you listen to those. Typically, the most common type of special conditions is either a stay away provision from a certain individual, a stay away provision from a certain location, or a no violent contact with a certain individual. So if your case revolves around some type of violent act, either physically or verbally, or things that are being broken or damaged or things like that, most likely you will have some type of special condition of your bond. After that, I will let you know what your next court date is. For misdemeanors, it is going to be July 19th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. For felonies, it is going to be July 18th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. If you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for that court date. You just need to make sure that the clerk's office with Clayton County has a good address for you so that you don't miss anything in the mail of when your next court date will be. Or if you go through a bonding company, you'll want to make sure that they have your correct information so they can let you know when your court date is. If you do not bond out of jail before that court date, you will have an opportunity to meet with an attorney and they can discuss your case further with either the district attorney's office or the solicitor general's office of Clayton County. That could mean that they work out some type of negotiated plea, they work out a different bond amount, or they work out some modification to your bond conditions. However, it is important to note that if you do have special conditions of your bond, they are in force until your case is resolved or they're modified and another judge signs another bond order. All right. If you are told to stay away from a certain location and that's where you reside or that's where you have personal belongings, I will allow you to go and get your personal belongings, but you'll need to make arrangements with the sheriff's department. You can't just show up with a piece of paper saying the judge said I could come here and here I am. Part of my role is to ensure the safety of yourselves, the other persons involved in your case, and then the general citizenry of Clayton County. So if there was an incident where tempers flared up, I don't want, and nobody else wants, you to return to that location and there be a bigger incident where you or other people find yourselves right back where you are today. All right. So if you need to get your belongings, then we'll discuss that and how you do it the correct way. All right. Some of you may have your charges either entirely or some of them dismissed. If I do not have enough evidence to proceed with all or some of your charges, they may get dismissed. However, the district attorney's office or the solicitor general's office, or even the police department that affected your arrest may go back and uncover or let the court know about more evidence that they didn't let us know about in the paperwork that's before me today. I have no idea whether they're going to do that or not, okay? But I will remind you of this once I speak with you, if that's the case in one of your, in your particular situation. But if your case is dismissed in its entirety, then I will sign that order today and I will send it over to the sheriff's office. If you do not have any other business in Clayton County, meaning you don't have any other pending charges, nothing on probation, and you do not have any other pending charges or probation in another county, then they will release you. I do not know how long that will take. Okay, it takes time for the paperwork to get over there, for them to process it, and then for them to process you out. But just know, if I tell you that I'm dismissing some or all of your charges, I will be signing those orders and getting those over to the sheriff's department this afternoon. All right. I do not control how much bond fees or percentages are through bonding companies. I will tell you right now, it's typically somewhere between 12 and 20%. That may not be an exact amount, but that's typical of bonding companies. So if you go through a bonding company for your bond, expect it's going to be somewhere between 12 and 20% of your total bond. All right. Again, as a reminder, this is being broadcast live over the internet. So anything that you say, the police department that effectuated your arrest, the solicitor's office, or the district attorney's office can go back and pull what you're telling me. So please do not discuss the details of your case unless specifically asked a question by myself. All right. Lastly, you were given an opportunity to fill out a form for court-appointed counsel. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, then we will go over the guidelines of whether you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. It's your choice. You can either hire your own attorney. If you qualify, you may get a court-appointed attorney, or you may represent yourself, which I strongly do not advise you doing unless you went to law school and are a practicing attorney, because you will be held to the same standard as someone who knows the rules of evidence in the courtroom procedures. All right. So if you did not fill out your form for court-appointed counsel, I can only assume that you do not want one, and you are either going to hire your own attorney or you're going to represent yourself. I will ask you, if you didn't fill out your form, which of those three options that you want to do. If you did not fill it out, then I will have to ask you those questions, and those questions will be answered via live stream, so somebody can go back and watch the answer to your questions because you didn't fill out the form initially. All right. At the very end, I will ask you if you have any questions. If your question does not consist of what are my charges, what is my bond amount, and what is my next court date, I'm probably not going to be able to answer that question for you. However, I will give you an opportunity to ask a question, but if you start talking to me about the facts of your case, then I'm going to have to cut you off and remind you that what is being said is being recorded and live streamed. All right. So with that, we'll start with the females, and then we'll do the males. All right, ma'am, can you tell me your name? Oh, it's on mute. There you go. I'm sorry, tell me your name again.
Amy Johnson Moore.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, give me just a moment. I'm pulling up here. All right, ma'am, you are charged with 4 counts, 2 of them being felonies and 2 of them being misdemeanors. The first one, aggravated assault upon a public safety officer, warrant ending in 50585, which is a felony. I am going to grant a bond of $25,000. The next charge, aggravated assault upon a public safety officer, warrant ending in 50586. I'm going to grant a bond in amount of $25,000. For driving on a suspended or revoked license, the bond is $1,500. And from fleeing from a police officer, the bond is $1,500. So your total bond amount is $53,000. That's your total bond amount. Now, your next court date is going to be on July the 18th, 2022. If you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date, but if you don't, then you'll have an opportunity to speak with an attorney. Now, you have the right to hire an attorney or for court-appointed counsel, and you did fill out your form. Would you like me to appoint an attorney, or do you want to hire your own?
Appointed attorney, please.
Okay. All right. Give me just a moment. Okay. Well, then I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you.
Are you step up and state your name?
What?
All right. 1 second, ma'am. Can y'all raise that camera up a little bit, please?
Yes, sir. Sorry, Judge.
It's okay. I know. It was for the last person. There we go. Very good. All right, ma'am. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Yes, Marisha Lampton.
Okay, Miss Lampton?
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, Miss Lampton, you are charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your bond is $2,500, and your other charge is speeding in a highway work zone. The bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $3,500. You don't have any special conditions of your bond, and your next court date would be on July the 19th. You have an opportunity to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Appoint an attorney, please.
All right, I will do that. Do you think that you're going to be able to make that bond $3,500?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, then. Well, like I said, if you bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Just make sure that they have a good address for you. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck to you.
Come over there. Yes, sir. Can you see it,
All right.
Judge?
Tell me your name, please.
Skype.
All right. Give me just one moment.
What's her name again?
Spikes.
Spikes.
All right, Miss Spikes, you were charged with 1 count of simple battery. Let me see here. This happened back in March. I am going to grant a bond in your case. The bond is going to be $5,000. Now, you do have a special condition of part of your bond is to stay away from either Sadie or Sade. I don't know how you say the last name. B as in boy, A-S-S-U-E. Do you even know who that person is? Okay, so all right, so it should be very easy for you to stay away from that person. Don't have any contact with them. If you find out who it is, don't have somebody relay a message on your behalf or anything like that. As far as you're concerned, that person doesn't exist in your world, okay? All right, very good. Next court date is going to be July the 19th at 8:30. But if you bond out, you do not have to go to that court date. Now, you did fill out your form. Okay. Do you want to have an attorney appointed, or do you want to have hire your own?
Appointed.
Okay. All right, I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
The court date again, is it July 19th, you said?
That's right. Yeah, but if you bond out, you're not going to have to go to that. Are you going to be able to make a bond in your case?
Yeah.
Okay, very okay, good. All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that should be it for the females.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. All right, sir, what's your full name?
Le'Veon Patrick Buford.
Chair, Rodney.
You can lift the camera.
All right. It's Buford, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on one moment. All right, Mr. Buford, you're charged with 2 misdemeanors. The first one is hit and run, the bond is 1,000, and then not having a valid driver's license, your bond is 1,000. So your total bond is $2,000. Are you going to be able to make that?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, well, I mean, it's pretty much the lowest bond that I could possibly grant you. You know, these are minor traffic offenses, but they're still serious enough to get you locked up. So you don't have any other special conditions of your bond other than not to violate the law. You are entitled to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Maybe please appoint one for me.
I will.
Thank you.
All right. If you do end up bonding out, just make sure that they have a good address for you so you don't miss your next court date, okay?
All right.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
All right, come right, state your name.
Hey, Tim, open that slide.
Nope.
All right, sir, can you tell me your full name? You got to speak up a little bit more. Okay, Mr. Bond. All right, Mr. Bond, you have, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. 1 count of aggravated assault, which is a felony. 1 count of cruelty to children in the first, also a felony. Possession of a firearm by a felon, and possession of a weapon during commission of a crime. In your particular instance, I did review the facts, and on the aggravated assault charge, I'm not going to grant a bond. On the cruelty to children, the bond is going to be $20,000. The possession of a firearm by a felon, $10,000, and possession of a weapon during commission of a crime is going to be $10,000. So at this time, your next court date is going to be July the 18th, 2022 at 8:30. Now you have a right to an attorney. You can hire your own, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do? Okay. Give me just a second. All right, so at the next court date, you'll have an opportunity to meet with the public defender's office, and they can negotiate your case with the district attorney's office to either work out some type of agreement or talk about the bond and see if there's something that they can do for you on that. Do you have any other questions?
What's the total altogether?
I can't hear you.
I was not asking altogether, the total. For the first one.
On the aggravated assault charge, I'm not giving a bond on that one. But the other charges, the total bond is $40,000. All right. Do you have any other questions? All right. Good luck to you. All right. Can you tell me your name, please?
Derek Bush.
All right.
Derek Bush, sir.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, Mr. Bush. You are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. That is a felony. I am going to grant a bond in that case. It's going to be $15,000. You're also charged with battery, family violence. I will grant a bond of $5,000. And then cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, which is a misdemeanor, the bond amount is going to be $2,000. So the total bond amount in your case is going to be $22,000. Now, you do have a special condition as part of your bond to not have any contact with Shayna Thompson. Who is that to you?
My ex.
Got it. All right. Well, for right now, until your case is resolved or another judge changes your bond conditions, don't have any contact with her, okay? That means text message, internet, Instagram, Kick, whatever. Don't pass along messages through friends and family members and things like that. As far as you're concerned, she does not exist in your world, okay? Also, the 1533 South Lake Parkway, that's not where you're living, is it?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, you don't live with Miss Thompson, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, then just make sure, I don't know if that's a business on South Lake Parkway. I think it is. I don't know if that's South Lake Mall or wherever it is.
It's a business.
Okay, what's the name of it?
The La Quinta Inn Hotel.
Okay. All right. Any reason that you need to go back to that location?
No, sir.
Okay, well, just in case she's there and you don't know it, just don't go back to that location, okay? Now,
Roger.
you do have an opportunity to speak with an attorney. Would you like to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Point one, please, sir.
Okay. It says here that you were in the military.
21 years in the Marines.
Okay. Miss Mary, will you make a note of that? I know that there is, I don't know if there's resources that we have.
There might be, Judge. I'm put a note on there and
Okay.
reach out to Judge Matt Cortland.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, Mr. Bush, we may or may not have some resources based on your previous service in the military for you, but we'll do our part and pass along the information, and we'll see if somebody will reach out to you, or once as your case progresses through the criminal justice system, then I'm sure your lawyers will pick up on that as well, but I try to catch it early, okay? I will grant you your request of a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any other questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, well, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right, sir, can you tell me your full name?
Michael Drew Clinton.
Okay, Mr. Clinton. All right, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
There you go. All right, Mr. Clinton, you are charged with 1 count of giving a false name, misdemeanor, driving on a suspended or revoked license, also a misdemeanor, and then no tail light, also a misdemeanor. I'm going to grant a bond on the false name. Initially, it was going to be something much higher, but I'm just rereading this, and either way. Bond on the false name is going to be $2,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Bond on the license charge is $1,500, and bond on the tail light is going to be $500. So total bond is $4,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You do have a right to an attorney. So would you like to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You appoint one for me, please, sir.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I will do that. Now, your next court date is going to be July the 19th. If you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, very good. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir, what's your name?
Giovanni Estrada.
All right. Give me just a moment. All right, Mr. Estrada. You are charged with one count of reckless driving. That is a misdemeanor. Your bond is $1,500. One count of fleeing from officers. I believe that was the misdemeanor version. Yes, the bond is $3,000. And then one count of driving on a suspended or revoked license, the bond is $1,500. So total bond is $6,000. All right. Next court date is going to be July the 19th. If you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Now you have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Can you appoint one for me, please?
Okay. All right, I will do that. All right, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
All right, very good. Good luck to you. All right, so what's your name?
Marcus Fanny.
Okay. All right, sir. You are charged with one count of failure to make an accident report, which is a misdemeanor. Your bond is $500. You're charged with falsely reporting a crime. I'm denying that particular charge against you. So that charge is getting dismissed. Okay. One count of improper lane change, the bond is $500, and then too fast for conditions, the bond is $500. So your total bond is $1,500. Okay. Now, like I said earlier, I have no idea whether the solicitor's office is going to go back and add that charge if they get more information, but I didn't have enough to carry it over. So I'm dismissing the most serious charge against you. The rest are just traffic offenses. All right. $1,500. Are you going to be able to make that bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, well then if you do, then you don't have to go to your next court date, which is on July the 19th. Just make sure that they have a good information for you so you don't miss your court date in the future. Now, you have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Could you appoint one for me?
Okay. All right, I will do that. All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name?
Noe Figueroa.
All right. All right, sir, you are charged with one count of driving under the influence less safe. The bond is going to be $2,500. One count of speed limit violation, the bond is going to be $500. And then one count of distracted driving hands-free device, the bond is going to be $1,000. So your total bond is going to be, $4,000. Your next court date is going to be on July the 19th. And you do have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You appoint one for me.
Okay. All right, I will do that. All right, do you have any questions?
My bond was 4,000, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thank you. Good luck. All right, sir, what's your name?
Barry Gibson.
All right. Mr. Gibson, you are charged with 1 count of criminal damage to property, which is a misdemeanor. I will set a bond in amount of $3,500. Now, understand that this incident happened almost 2.5 years ago, and you're just now here. So that means that either you've been very good at not getting in trouble or been very lucky that you haven't come across a police officer in a long time. So that goes a long way when it came down to determining how much your bond should be. You haven't been in any trouble since then, or you would have shown up a lot earlier. Okay. However, that being the case, I am putting a no contact provision with Asia Gray Hagan. Who is that to you?
That's my daughter's mom.
Okay. Well, if y'all are still together, you know, I don't want you to have any contact with her. You can have contact with your child, but just not with her. Okay. So if you need to arrange visitation and stuff like that, you can do it without making contact with her. All right. But don't pass her any messages or anything like that about this particular case. That includes Instagram, Twitter, Kick, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever you think it is, because you may be on good terms with her right now, but as this case proceeds through, that could change, right? You've already had some type of incident with her and police got involved. So that's very likely could be the case later on down the road. So as far as your world goes, she doesn't exist in it, because if you violate this, then you come back on even on tougher charges, felonies of aggravated stalking and violation of a bond condition order. And that's not something that you want to be dealing with. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So you don't stay at the 10350 Briar Bay Drive anymore, correct? Okay. Very good. All right. Well, wherever she is, you don't go. All right. If she contacts you, you ignore it. Don't respond back, because the restriction is on you, not on her. Okay. Next court date is going to be on July the 19th. You have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one?
Can you appoint me one?
Okay. Yes, I can do that, and I will do that.
I got to talk.
All right. Do you have any questions?
You said bond 3,500.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name?
Jalen Andres Goodman.
Wait, give me that name one more time.
Jalen Andres Goodman.
Got it. All right. All right, Mr. Goodman, you are charged with 1 count of battery family violence. It is a misdemeanor. It's my understanding that this involves, is it your brother? Okay. Give me just a minute. All right. Bond amount is going to be $2,500. Now, normally,
Sir.
if it involves some type of violence, I put a complete stay away. But I understand after looking at the particular facts or the warrant in your case and given the relationship to the person involved, I'm putting a no violent contact. Okay, so that means that you can have contact with your brother, right? But it means that just don't get out of control. No yelling, no screaming, no air punching, no pushing, no shoving, none of that stuff. Okay, because let's see. Looks like you're about 7 years older than your brother. You're a grown up. You know how to act like a grown up. I understand, man. I have a brother. My brother's 7 years younger than I am. And so I get it. Tempers flare up and boys are going to be boys and things like that. But at the same time, you see what happens, right? You end up where you are right now, and that's not a good place for you. Okay. You don't need to be here. All right. So just make sure that, when you get back, if your brother's there and you start to get heated, walk away. Don't have the police come out there anymore, okay?
Sir.
All right. The next court date is going to be July the 19th. But if you bond out, you don't have to go to that, okay? Are you going to be able to make your bond $2,500? Okay, good. All right. Now you have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one? You got to speak up for me.
Appoint one.
All right, there you go. All right.
Told me not to yell, so I was trying not to yell.
No, it's okay. There's a little bit of a delay, and also just the acoustics of the jail aren't very good. All right, are you currently employed?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll grant your request for a court-appointed attorney. And just just remember what I said, man. You're a grown-up.
Yes, sir.
Handle those things in a grown-up fashion. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, good luck to you.
All right.
All right.
Big person. Slide down, all the way down.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Larry Gore.
All right, Mr. Gore.
Hey. Jump.
All right, Mr. Gore, you have 3 charges here. And Miss Moultrie, I had to write in the 3rd one on the bond sheet. I had warrants for it, but it wasn't on the bond sheet. And I'll give you that in just a moment. Mr. Gore, the first charge is aggravated assault, warrant ending in 53512. I am going to grant a bond in the amount of $50,000. Terroristic threats and acts, that warrant ends in 53514. Bond is going to be $5,000. And then lastly, cruelty to children in 3rd degree, warrant ending in 53513. So that was the missing one on the bond form. So we have 53512, 50,000, 53514, 5,000, 53513, 5,000. Total bond is going to be $60,000. Also, you're not to have any contact with Brittany Witherspoon. And I understand that's the mother of your child, correct? Okay.
All 3.
Got it. Okay. Or Egypt Gore. And I understand that that's one of your
I have
children.
my kids. But they're all 3 of them at my house right now because I get them on the weekends.
I got it. Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. Okay. As of right now, Miss Witherspoon and Egypt, they don't exist in your world. Okay. The reason for that is they are part of this case, right? And so I have a responsibility to them. I have a responsibility to you, and also a responsibility to all the citizens of Clayton County to make sure that tempers calm down and we don't have another incident. I mean, you turn on the news and you see all the time of people getting in heated situations, and then somebody gets the police calling on them, and then it ends up in an even worse situation. We had one like that in Riverdale about a month ago, right? And so I don't want to put you in that situation to where you get heated. I don't want to put those 2 individuals in a situation to where they're in jeopardy. And so, you know, I have to do what I need to do to make sure that the peace is kept in Clayton County. Now, if another judge changes your bond conditions, then that's fine. You can go along with what those conditions are. But until this order is changed, you cannot have any contact whatsoever. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Kik, WhatsApp, anything with Brittany Witherspoon and Egypt Gore. Okay. Now, anybody else, that's fine. But if they reach out to you, don't respond, because you could end up here on more severe charges and not have a bond and facing felonies. Okay. The next court date is going to be July the 18th. If you bond out, then you don't have to appear for that court date. If you have not bonded out, then you'll have an opportunity to speak with the public defender's office, and they can talk to the DA's office about reducing charges or a negotiated plea on some of the charges, or modifying your bond conditions and things of that nature. All right. But in the meantime, my order is going to stand. Now, you have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You can appoint one for me right now, but I plan on hiring one.
Okay, that's fine. If you end up hiring one, just make sure that they file the paperwork with the court's office to let them know that they're going to represent you. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
Slide down. Slide all the way down.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Lee Anthony Hutchison.
All right, Mr. Hutchison. Give me just a moment. Okay. Mr. Hutchison, you are charged with one count of theft by taking, which is a felony. I am going to grant a bond, and the bond is going to be $10,000. And one count of driving on a suspended or revoked license. The bond is $1,500. So your total bond is $11,500. Now, you're not to have any contact with Giovanni Gonzalez. Do you even know who that person is? Okay, very good. Well, it should be very easy for you to stay away from them. The next court date is July the 18th. You're entitled to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You can appoint one.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, then I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
You said how much my bond is again?
Total $11,500.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right. Good luck to you. All right, sir. What's your name?
Rockwell Myers.
Go inside. Go into the right.
All right, Mr. Myers, you are charged with one count of battery. Your bond amount is going to be $3,000. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. As part of your bond conditions, you're not to have any contact with Jillian Bundridge. Now, is from the information that I have, that's the mother of your children. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, just like I told the other people, as far as you're concerned, she doesn't exist in your world until either your case is resolved or the bond conditions are changed. All right. Also, all right, it looks like you don't stay at the 14 Jonathan Road address in Riverdale, so just don't go back to that particular address, okay?
Okay.
All right, now you, let me see here. Next court date is July the 19th. You have a right to an attorney. Do you want to hire your own or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Point 140.
Okay. All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
My bond is what again, sir?
3,000.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. Excuse me 1 second. Give me 1 moment, sir. I'll be right back. All right, sir. What's your name?
All right, go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry. But
What's
Wesley
your name?
Reed. Wesley Reed.
Okay. Give me just a second, Mr. Reed. All right, Mr. Reed, you're charged with 3 counts of criminal trespass. The 404 Fairway Point Drive address, whose house is that?
That's where I reside now. That's where I live now.
Who? Okay, Paul Reed, who is that to you?
A relative.
And what about Rodrigo Morrison?
Not a relative.
Yeah, but and what about Ayanna Davis? Who is that to you?
No one. No one in particular.
Well,
It's
do
a
those
good-
people live there with you?
Yes, it is. It's a apartment me and Mr. Reed, Paul Reed it is currently renting right now, but he has people he has to come and stay with him, I guess, accordingly, because it's a 3-bedroom, so he occupies 2 of them.
All right. Well, here's the situation, Mr. Reed.
Mhm.
You are alleged to have changed the locks on the apartment. Now, obviously, I wasn't there, and so I can only go by what is presented to me. However, there's no information for me that says that you didn't have the right to change the locks, that these people live there. And so for that reason, I'm dismissing the charges against you. Okay? All of them.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
that doesn't mean that you didn't do something wrong. It just means that I don't have enough evidence to say that you did something wrong. Okay? I don't know
Yes,
whether
sir.
the police department is going to reinvestigate and provide more evidence. I have no idea. But what I have in front of me is just not enough. It's just not enough. So for those reasons, I'm going to dismiss the charges against you. If you don't have any other charges in Clayton County or you don't have any charges anywhere else, they're going to let you go. But I would strongly suggest to you that if you have an issue with someone, then you figure out a way to work out those issues that don't need the police's involvement on anybody's end. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It started at right.
That's okay. I'm not interested in why it started or who started it. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying that you're a grown man and you don't need to be coming here for this type of silliness. All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Mr. Reed. Well, good luck to you and please don't come back.
Man, Lord, all right.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Luis Francisco Resendez.
All right, give me just a moment. Okay, very good. All right, sir, you are charged with one misdemeanor count of driving without a valid license. The bond is 1,000. One count of driving under the influence. The bond is 3,000. One count of open container. The bond is 500. And one count of prohibited parking. The bond is 500. So your total bond is $5,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on July the 19th. If you bond out, you do not have to appear for that particular court date. Now, you have an opportunity to hire your own lawyer, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Point one to me.
All right, let me see here. All right, you're right on the edge. You're right on the edge of whether you would qualify or not, but I'll go ahead and do it, given the nature of the charges. All right, do you have any questions?
The $5,000 bond, that's the full total amount, or I can pay 15 to 12% of that?
Yeah, it's well, there's two ways to do it. You can go through the sheriff's department, and I think that they want the whole thing, or if you go through a bonding company, it's typically 12 to 20%.
All right.
All right. Any other questions?
If I pay that, I don't have to appear to the court.
Well, you won't have to appear on the 19th. You'll get a court date later on down the road. It doesn't mean that you never have to appear for court. It just means that your case will be sent over to the solicitor's office. So that's why I tell people, make sure that they have a good address for you so you don't miss your court date later on down the road.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name?
Nate Robinson.
Mr. Robinson. Give me just a moment.
Go past those fields. Right at the hall.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you're charged with one count of hit and run. This is a very close call on whether I would dismiss the case or not. However, the threshold is very, very, very low, right? It's very low. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but I am going to grant a bond. One of the lowest bonds that I can grant is going to be $1,500. Okay. Are you going to be able to make that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So the next court date is July the 19th, but if you make your bond, you don't have to appear for that particular court date. You'll get notification in the mail later on down the road when your next court date is going to be. All right. You have a right to a lawyer, and you can either hire your own or I can appoint one for you. What would you like?
One for me.
Okay. Okay. All right, Mr. Robinson, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Christopher Sandridge.
Okay. I remember. Your brother's here too, isn't he?
I don't know. I know.
Or wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got the wrong person, Mr. Sandridge. It's not you. It's somebody else behind you. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You're charged with one count of criminal trespass. The bond is $2,000. Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
pay attention to me, okay? Don't go back to
Alright.
that Quick Trip on Upper Riverdale Road, all right? Because for whatever reason, they don't want you to go there, all right? So if you want to go to Quick Trip, go to the one on Terra Boulevard, go to the one in Fayetteville, go to the one in Morrow. You can go to a different Quick Trip. Just don't go back to that one. I don't know what's happened there, but there's been something going on with you at that particular location. So please, please, please don't go back, because that's part of your bond conditions. So before,
Yes, sir.
if you went back, they'll just arrest you on a misdemeanor. Now, if you go back, they'll arrest you on a felony for disobeying the bond order, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's easy to avoid locations. This is not a good reason to get locked up just because you went to a particular location. It doesn't say you did anything else, but just show up. So, you
Yeah.
know, just be very mindful of that. All right. Next court date is going to be on July the 19th. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
How much is it again?
2,000.
I should be able to.
Okay, very good. Well, then, if you make your bond, you don't have to appear on the 19th. They'll give you a court date later on. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Court appointed attorney is okay.
Okay, all right. I'll do that for you, Mr. Sandridge.
All right.
All right, do you have any questions?
Am I able to get bonded out this evening?
As fast as you can get the money and the funds.
All right. That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Jarvis Frederick Smith.
All right. Mr. Smith. All right, so you're charged one count of battery. The bond is going to be 2,000. One count of criminal trespass. The bond is 1,000. Give me just a second. What's Miss Holloway's first name?
Miss who?
Holloway?
I think that's someone else.
Okay, wait, what's your name?
Jarvis Frederick Smith.
Oh, I've got the wrong Smith. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. Hold on, there's a couple of, okay.
No problem.
All right, hold on. So you're Jarvis. This is Tyrone. So I need. Here we go. I put your paperwork with the wrong Smith. Jarvis. Okay. Jarvis. All right.
He had money on him, though. Go back to.
All right. Sorry about that. Mr. Jarvis Smith, you're the
Yes, sir.
one whose brother is here, correct?
Yes.
Got it. And your brother was arrested on the same day. Was that at the same, was it the same incident?
Yes.
How you won?
Which, now I don't want to know the facts of your case. I just want to know which incident happened first. The incident between you and your brother, or the incident between your brother and the other person?
The incident between me and my brother.
All right, understood. Do y'all live together?
Yes, we do.
Do y'all live with that other person?
No, we don't.
Okay. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grant a bond on the simple battery. The bond is gonna be 2,000. I'm gonna grant a bond on the false imprisonment charge. It's gonna be 2,000.
Okay.
I have no idea later on down the road if that false imprisonment charge is gonna stay a false imprisonment charge or not. but threshold was very, very low. It's very close, but the threshold to keep the charge is very, very low. And so they met their threshold, okay? Doesn't mean anything beyond that, all right? I'm putting a no violent contact provision, so don't have any violent contact with your brother, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now that may be subject to change once I speak to him. So in the time that you move and he comes up, don't talk to him or anything. So deputies, just make sure that they don't have any conversations when Mr. Smith walks away. But if your brother's all right with no violent contact, I'll keep it that way. If he says no contact, then I'll bring you back and we'll change it, okay? But you're both grown-ups, and I know that things get heated and things with family members. I have a younger brother, and I've probably done things that I shouldn't have done and things like that. However, you're now in a situation where I have to get involved and keep the peace between everybody, okay? You stay at that 236 McKenna Drive address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm not gonna do a stay away from the location, all right? Normally I would, but I'm not. So total bond is gonna be 4,000. Next court date is gonna be July the 18th. Are you gonna be able to make your bond?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, very good. All right. And do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Appoint one in the meanwhile, but I do plan to get my own attorney.
Fair enough. You're on the borderline of qualifying anyway, but I'll grant your request.
Okay.
All right. Stick around, deputies. Just hold him for a minute until I can speak to his brother. But do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, very good. Just hold tight. I need to speak to your brother.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, what's your name?
Tyrone Smith.
All right, you're Mr. Smith, the other Mr. Smith. Got it. All right, Mr. Smith, what is Miss Holloway's first name?
Jessica.
What's that?
Jessica.
Jessica, got it.
Jessica.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Tyrone Smith, the bond on your battery charge is going to be $2,000. The bond on a criminal trespass is going to be $1,000. Okay, so your total bond is $3,000. All right. Now, don't have any contact with Miss Jessica Holloway. That means Kick, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. All right. As far as your world is concerned, she doesn't exist in it. All right. Now, once your case is resolved or another judge changes the bond conditions, then that's fine. But until that happens, just don't have any contact with her. Okay. And remember, the restriction is on you, not on her. So if she reaches out to you or she shows up where you are, pretend that's jail coming for you and you go the opposite direction. Right. All right. Let me see here. Do you live at the 5485 Martin Court address?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, don't go back there until your case is resolved or your bond conditions change. Now, do you need to get any belongings from that address?
I don't know if my mom them had went and got it already or what. So
Well, I'll tell you what.
might-
Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in your bond order that you can go back and get your stuff. Okay. Now, you can't just show up by yourself and go. You need to make arrangements with the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. Okay. And it's marked on here that you have to go to the sheriff's office and have them accompany you, because we don't want no problems for yourself. We don't want no problems for Miss Holloway. Okay. So if you do need to get some things, you figure it out that you do have some things over there that you need to get, just go to the sheriff's office, take your bond order with you, and they'll tell you how they can get that done, okay?
I know I got a dog there, so I don't know if they got it or not. I don't know if they were scared of it, you know what I mean? So that's about it.
I understand, no problem. Like I said, if you figure out that you don't have anything there, then just don't go there. If you have stuff that you figure out is there, then make sure you do it the correct legal way. All right. Now, the next court date is going to be June the 19th, but if you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Now, you have a right to an attorney, but you didn't fill out your form. So do you want to hire your own, or what do you want to do?
That's my plan to hire my own.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, then you have the right to do that. Just make sure whoever you get that they fill out the paperwork and present it to the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any other questions?
Not that I can think of, no.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, sir. All right, sir, what's your name?
Stoudemire.
What's that?
Devin Stoudemire.
Okay, Mr. Stoudemire. Mr. Smith is your brother, correct?
Correct.
Okay, do you want him to have contact with you or no? So I can do one of two things. I can prohibit him from having any contact with you, or I can say he can have contact as long as you aren't getting rowdy and violent with each other. Which one do you want?
Non-violence is fine.
Okay, well, that's what I said in the order. I just wanted to confirm with you. Now, your particular case, give me just a second. Let me go back. All right. The third person involved in all of this, does that person live with you all or no? Let me see. Alvin Pierce. Does Alvin Pierce live with you and your brother?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, well, I'm going to grant the same bond that I granted your brother on the battery. Simple battery charge is going to be $2,000. And then on the criminal trespass is $1,000. So your total bond is $3,000. You're not to have any contact with Alvin Pierce. So I don't know who that is to you, or a friend, an acquaintance, a neighbor. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But just don't have any contact with him. And don't have your brother pass along messages and things of that nature. Just stay away from him. Remember, the restriction is on you, not on him. So if he's coming around, you go the opposite direction. All right. Just don't want any issues at that location anymore between your brother, yourself, or anybody else there. Do you understand? All right. Now you, next court date is July the 19th, and you have a right to an attorney, but you didn't fill out the paperwork. So do you want to hire your own lawyer or appoint one, or what do you want to do? You gotta speak up because there's a delay.
I want to hire my own lawyer.
Okay. That is fine. You are more than welcome to do that. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
All right. Very good. You're good to go. Let me get Jarvis Smith back. All right, Mr. Smith, I'm going to leave the bond order with the no violent contact because that's what your brother wanted to do. But just as I told him, I don't want any more incidents happening at that location. So he said that Mr. Pierce didn't live there. So, you know, hopefully we don't have to see each other anymore. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Judge, that concludes it.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you this. I had Give me 1 second. Let me check that email real quick. I had an email saying one of the inmates all of a sudden spoke English again.
You did him, Your Honor.
Oh, I did?
Yes, that was Cortez.
Oh,
That
okay.
was Cortez.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure I got my paperwork.
Hey, Kearney and Tyree, before you guys go, do you bring the inmates back already?
Do we have what?
You bring, Bush, did you bring him back already?
Bring him back?
Yeah, Derek Bush, has he gone back to his cell already?
Yes.
Okay, and just so you know, he has an attorney, that's gonna probably be contacting him soon.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who was it, Miss Mary?
Who was the name of the attorney? He didn't give me his name, but it's for Derek Bush, the one that has the military.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
all right, very good. All right, Miss Mary, are you good? We all accounted for?
yes, we are, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, well, enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend.